Get in there. Get in there.
All right, I believe we are back.
Hello.
And
Okay.
it is time now for our plant and garden expert, Craig Hignight, joining us once again. You need no introduction. That's
Well,
the thing.
we just stand here and talk until we wait for that little red light to come on.
All right. So it sounds as if that we're going to start with our questions because I believe we are live.
Oh, we're not live yet.
Okay.
We're
Now
not?
I have clarification.
Okay.
We thought we were back.
Okay.
Oh, we wait for their little green light.
Can we do a mic check?
Oh, check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. SOL.
Well, welcome back into Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. It's time for our plant and garden expert, Craig Hignight, joining us on this Wednesday. You need no introduction.
Well, I always tell people, you should see what goes on when that camera is not functional.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
we introduced you a few times.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, let's get started here. Okay. My Hoya plant leaves a wrinkled water every 2 weeks. Is that not enough or too much?
Well, if the plant is doing fine, that's the route to go. I hope you're watering through thoroughly and draining the excess. The plant will tell you if it would ever start to drop green leaves, he's a little bit too wet. Yellow leaves tells you that it's too dry. But Hoyas, since they normally grow clinging to a tree, they don't mind drying out a little bit between waterings.
I do want to tell you, before we get to our next question, I forgot the most important thing that people need to know is go on our Facebook page and send in your questions, and that's how you will get your answers, because we're going to read them off, and we have Craig here to answer them. So, yeah, start sending them in, because we're checking them in real time.
That's right. Yep. We'd love to see a long list going here this morning. Chris is looking for some good reading. What single book would you recommend for pruning and caring for fruit trees?
You know, if you can find it, I would say that Crockett's Victory Garden, it's a very old book. I mean, this was a PBS series when I was much younger, but the book is absolutely excellent as far as all gardening is concerned. So that might be something that you would want to try and find.
Are we good to prune our fruit trees now?
Yes, we are. I always tell people, you wait until after the first of the year, you want that ground frozen. Believe me, it is now frozen very well. So pick a day when you're not going to freeze to death out there, and yes, get started on that fruit tree pruning.
Yeah, we're just talking about that, before we came in, that the lack of snow on the ground means it's not insulated anymore. So these quick hitting polar spells that we're getting really freezing that ground.
I'm sure the frost is going much deeper this year than we have in the last couple of years. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're going to look up some of those numbers. It's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to work. We have one from Margie here. I bought my geranium last fall and I've kept it under a grow light. Do I need to cut it back when I put it back outside this spring?
Well, you're going to cut it back. Actually, where are we? At about March 1st to 15th. That's the time to do the pruning on all this stuff that we've brought in from last year. It takes many plants, or most plants at least, 8 weeks to go ahead and form new wood that is going to be able to bloom. So you want to prune before you put the plant outside so you don't sacrifice seeing those blooms as the plant tries and recover from its pruning. It can do that in the house.
When should my tricolor beech get its buds for spring bloom?
Oh, well, the buds are still there, or the buds have been there ever since last fall. You won't see any bud opening, I don't think, until probably early April, maybe a little bit later. I don't remember how early those actually leaf out, but it's going to be probably mid-May to early April to go ahead and get those buds opening up.
All right, well, continue to head to our WQAD Facebook page right now because we're going to be answering your questions, more of them, when we come right back after the break.
Welcome back into GMQC at 11. It is Wednesday. Our plant and garden expert Craig Hignight taking your questions on our Facebook live stream. That's where you're going to submit these. We left off with, I believe, Barbara. My Thanksgiving cactus leaves are turning red and limp. Too much water or not enough?
Too much. This is the time of year. Although we are through the fall danger, the house is drying out. Believe me, I'm getting plenty of shocks as I walk across the carpeting. That tells me the humidity has definitely dropped in the house. But if when you see that pinking on the leaves and it droops and you feel any moisture in the soil, cut back a little bit. You've got to attempt to kill this plant from lack of water. So just be careful.
All right, what is the best way to get rid of oregano that has spread everywhere?
Oregano?
Yes. Is that
Okay.
right?
Normally oregano, doesn't it should not reseed itself. You never let your herbs in the garden go to seed. It really changes the flavor quite a bit. So that's why you harvest on a continuous basis. And if you let it go to seed and it has come up, unfortunately being an edible, you're going to have to do some hand weeding to go ahead and get rid of those small sprouts.
Kathy wants to know how tall I am.
Yeah, I know. He keeps growing every
I
time.
tell you, just a little miracle grow does the tricks.
I know.
6'2", but I'm at that age where gravity's taking its toll, so I think I'm shrinking. Yeah, 6'2".
Yeah.
Joel says, I have a hibiscus that I brought in for the winter. It looked really good for a while, but now it has brown spots on it. What do I need to do, if anything?
Brown spots on the leaves, I would worry a little bit about maybe you're keeping it a little bit too wet. Maybe let it dry out. If it's not dropping in any yellow leaves, you haven't let it get too dry. As always, make sure you're draining that excess when it comes out the bottom. That is the fastest way I know to get a plant overwatered.
When do I start tomato seeds indoors?
Oh, you're not going to start tomato seeds until probably early to mid-April. You want them only about 6 to 8 weeks old when they finally go outside. And if you get them out or get them started too early, they're going to stretch just because you don't have good enough light in the house. So wait until at least the 1st of April.
From Sherry, what is the best way to take care of succulents?
Succulents, ignore them. This is a plant where a little benign neglect goes a long way. As always, you will water thoroughly. When you do water, and of course, like I keep saying, drain that excess. But remember, they can take dryness. I had a customer once that they watched the weather in Tucson, and when it rains in Tucson, they watered their succulents.
Wow.
Well, this last question, how short should I cut the geranium back?
Oh, okay. You never want to reduce a plant by more than 1/3 at any one time. That takes away too much plant at once, so 1/3 of the height of the plant at any one pruning.
All right. Well, thanks as always, Craig, for joining us and bringing all of your expertise. And yes, be sure to join our Facebook Live with Craig Hignight every Wednesday here on GMQC at 11. There you can submit your questions and be part of the conversation. Well, here's a live look from our Bridgepoint camera in downtown Moline. GMQC at 11 will be right back. But first, let's send it over to our friends at ABC with a look at what's coming up on GMA3. Hey, guys.
Hi, everyone. It is good to